lives a kid named Ba Wang. He is often misjudged by the teachers because of his bad grades. One morning, while the students of grade 5 are studying outside their class, Ba Wang is busy trying to steal comic books from the library. He builds a makeshift hook to fish the books, but is caught by Principal Yin. The man is Ba Wang's biggest hater. He doesn't support his creativity and thinks he's good for nothing. On being scolded for taking the books, Ba Wang retaliates. It turns out that he had lent the said books to the school library to share with other kids, but the principal misused them to show it to the education department as the school's property. They were never returned to Ba Wang, so he frequently tries to retrieve them. His Chinese teacher, Miss Jiao, is in the 7th month of pregnancy. When she asks Ba Wang to make a sentence out of a word, he unknowingly calls her fat and is sent out of the classroom. Similarly, in the following period, he is made to stand at the end of the classroom for not solving a math problem. Being punished is turned into a daily routine for Ba Wang. That day, after school, Ba Wang goes to a field nearby. It has a tree that he has marked as his own. Every day, after school, he climbs up it and stays there for hours. It is his favorite place in the world. Miss Jiao had asked him to meet her at the teacher's quarter after memorizing the homework that he forgot to do that day. Ba Wang does as told, but finds a beautiful woman instead of Miss Jiao in her room. The woman is Miss Fen, a substitute teacher who is going to take Miss Jiao's place during her maternity leave. Unlike most teachers, Fen is kind and patient with the kids. According to her, there are no bad students, only bad teachers. When Ba Wang tells her that he hasn't had lunch, she asks him to come back later, but right after, Miss Jiao arrives and refuses to let him eat until he memorizes the homework. Miss Fen calls her out for being mean to the kid, but she rationalizes it by claiming that Ba Wang deserves it for being naughty. Fen notices Ba Wang trying to drink water from a dry faucet and hands him a jar of pickle juice as a treat. Ba Wang is foreign to such treatment from a mentor, hence he starts to like her instantly. After the meeting, he goes to take a swim in the nearby lake. The school principal recognizes the clothes on the ground and brings them back to school. Poor Ba Wang has to use grass to cover himself on the way back home. The next day, he is given the clothes back and is made to write a self-criticism letter as a punishment for swimming in an unsanitary place. In the following scene, Ba Wang and his friends are playing games with a street vendor. They are told if they fish out 10 blue marbles from a pouch, they will be given a gift of their choice. Ba Wang uses his own marbles to cheat the vendor, but it turns out that the man had been fooling them all along, since there are no blue marbles in the pouch. They get into a fight and are stopped by Miss Fen. She takes the kid to his parents and vouches for him in front of them, but even after that, his father beats him. Ba Wang's mother loves her son as he is, but his father is always nitpicking on his flaws. The next day is Miss Fen's first day at work. She allows the kids to read comics, hoping that it will improve their grammar. The students are ecstatic because they have never been allowed to do so by the former teacher. Ba Wang is even happier when she makes him the librarian and puts him in charge of lending and collecting the books. He does the task efficiently and feels great to have that kind of authority over his classmates. It is his first accomplishment in 5 years of going to school. He brags about it to his father, who, as always, remains unimpressed. Instead of praising him, he urges the kid to get better grades instead of wasting his time. The following morning, Ba Wang goes to pick up the books from Miss Fen. She has a problem with her bed that he solves by getting pieces of wood from her carpenter father. Fen gives him a candy as a reward, which makes the kid like her even more. In only a week of teaching, Miss Fen becomes everyone's favorite teacher. Instead of just lecturing the students, she engages them in the class and lets them discover their creative side. The principal and other teachers are not very fond of her techniques, as they believe that she is letting the kids misbehave. One day, Ba Wang leaves Miss Fen a bunch of mushrooms as a gift. Later, she looks for him and finds him under his favorite tree. They watch birds, play on the swing, and have a great time together. Meanwhile, Ba Wang continues lending the books and becomes quite popular among his classmates. He even lends the nicer books to the ones with better grades and encourages the others to study harder, so Miss Fen would be praised for her work. During school nap time, Ba Wang falls off the bench and hurts himself. A sympathetic Fen allows him to sleep on her bed in the teacher's quarter. However, the plan backfires when Ba Wang takes a longer nap than he is supposed to and is found found by the principal in her bed. He punishes the kid and gives him the last warning before telling his father about him breaking into a teacher's room. Ba Wang doesn't tell the principal the truth, fearing that Miss Fen might get in trouble. That night, the principal calls out Miss Fen for allowing the kids to read comics when they're supposed to study for their upcoming exam. She apologizes and promises to seize the comics until the exams are over. When Ba Wang comes to receive the books the next morning, he is told to focus on his studies instead. Miss Fen encourages him by promising to let him read all the books he wants if he passes with a better score. Ba Wang takes on the challenge and starts to study harder than ever. Initially, he struggles, being one of the lowest ranking ones in the class, but with hard work and determination, he soon gets the hang of it. The day before the exam, he gets nervous and decides to write cheats all over his body. Miss Fen finds him while he's at it and makes him take a bath in the lake to take it off. During the exam, Ba Wang is pleasantly surprised to see the questions are not as difficult. He does his best without taking help from anyone else. A week later, the results are published, and he scores 73 out of 100, as opposed to failing as usual. Miss Fen is proud of him, to say the least. She feels accomplished that she was the reason he felt motivated to study harder. She even compliments his hard work in front of the class. Ba Wang cannot stop talking about his day at dinner. His mother is beyond happy to see her son finally studying harder, but his father is pessimistic, as always. Why do the dads in these stories always have a stick up their ass? He urges Ba Wang to get an honorary award that the top 3 students get. Only then will he gain his respect. The mother tries to change the topic, but he continues to undermine his son's accomplishments. The following day at school, Miss Fen suggests the principal add an award for the student who made the most progress in the last semester. But since the school cannot afford to award more students, he declines. During the award ceremony, Ba Wang is on his toes, hoping that his name will be called. He wants to prove his worth to his father, but is left disappointed by the end of the ceremony. Miss Fen feels bad for the kid and makes him a certificate of his own using blank paper and lipstick. Ba Wang is handed this in front of the class. She also takes his picture.
I really inspired this video clip where a classroom management and discipline was applied. As a teacher, there are many ways or strategies where we can discipline our student. We have a power or authority to discipline our student in their unpleasant behavior. In the video clip, it's shown how teacher discipline his student in his unpleasant behavior. In reality, the video clip really happened before because I experienced that when I was an elementary student. I never forget that day because I really feel embarrassed because all of my classmates are looking at me. So back to the video clip, Ba Wang is an elementary student. He is very stubborn. He do what he want. So many teachers got angry with his attitude. And he got punished. But one day, there is a teacher. Her name is Teacher Fen. She understand Ba Wang. Then she did not judge Ba Wang of his unpleasant behavior, but inspire Ba Wang or challenge Ba Wang in his schooling. So one day, Teacher Fen challenged Ba Wang to study hard and to have a recognition. So Ba Wang really focused on her studying. He reading books and studying hard to have high grades and to have a certificate so that his parents will proud of him. Then Ba Wang pursued studying hard, and then he achieved. He got a certificate, he got a recognition, but some of his teachers did not recognize his award, his achievement. But Teacher Fen appreciate his efforts. appreciate his achievement. So Teacher Fan create a certification, then give it to Bawang inside the classroom. So Bawang proved to everyone that he can also achieve. He can also have a certificate. As a teacher, we should understand our student because we don't know their life outside the school. We don't know their what happening, what they experience outside the outside the school. As a teacher, we should communicate and interact to our student always, especially inside the classroom. We should talk to them. As a teacher, we discipline our student. We should always consider their feelings, their emotion. If that punishment will feel them embarrassed or that punishment will feel them sad, so we should consider the feelings of our students. Yes, it's true. We should not tolerate the unpleasant behavior of our students. That's why we should punish them. But if we discipline our student, it is better if we discipline them in a good way so that they can feel that we teacher are concerned of them.